Read it again, bro.
It says, as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee.
As thou hast done, it should be done unto thee. What's some of the atrocities, man? Look at the Emmett Till thing. A little 13-year-old boy, they beat the shit out of. Killed him in cold blood, all because they lied and said that, oh, he whistled at a white woman when an old devil came forward and said that never happened.
Yeah, they locked her ass up.
And the fact that Emmett Till he whistled sometime because he had a speech impediment. He couldn't articulate well. So a lot of times during anxiety, you know how people do certain things?
Yeah.
He whistled. And then, hey, they killed him any goddamn way.
Right.
It got to be a recompense for that, man. You know?
Right.
Go ahead.
As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head.
That's right. And their reward should return upon their own head, man.
Right.
So, hey, we don't give a damn about the so-called white man. Look, we don't give a damn about their race, man. Because the Bible tells us that they're the wicked.
Right.
And that they're going down.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah, because these women that are walking by, man, they're in their spirit that, oh, everything is past, nothing's gonna happen to me. You know what I'm saying? They don't think nothing's gonna. They don't think the Lord is gonna exempt a recompense on them, man.
Yep.
Right.
They walk around with this proud spirit. They think this shit is over with, but the Lord says He requires that which is passion to prepare slaughter for His children, man.
Isaiah 14.
Shit ain't sweet just because you can fuck a so-called black man.
Right.
You gotta be paid back, man.
Now that the only difference between then and now is it's not, for them it's not necessarily frowned upon as much. You know, they can talk about it and say willingly that they willing and openly do it publicly that they do this shit and there's all type of recompense.
Right.
Back then, their own people, their men, would be beating the shit out of them for that type of shit.
Right.
But now because they don't happen, that's the only reason why they smile in their face and cool. And they still want that ride. That's all they want from them.
Because this is expedient for them, you know?
Right. But they're afraid though. They know in their spirit that they're guilty, like the brother said. Why else are they demonizing masculinity? You can't even be a man in this society.
Right.
Because they're afraid that those men are gonna rise up and get back in that Nat Turner spirit.
That's right.
Grown ass man say he don't want to raise his voice because of these people out here.
Bitch ass
What
nigga.
kind of sense does that fucking
And bro, like he was really whispering. I thought the nigga had like
That's
a
what I'm
voice.
saying.
Like, speak up.
I know your big ass got a voice.
Con.
Speak up, man.
You know when he run out of fried chicken and he
Exactly. You know how to go in a goddamn in Popeye's goddamn drive-thru and order the chicken
Oh, the
sandwich.
chicken sandwich.
They don't
Yeah.
get your goddamn
yeah,
order
yeah.
right.
He gonna say
You're
that
fucking
nice
and you
and
coming back throwing guns, man. You throwing flab in elbows, nigga.
Right.
You know?
That's the nigga to be the loudest typing in all caps on comic boards, man.
Yeah, passive aggressive, man. I don't want to be loud for these. Fuck these motherfuckers out here.
Right, man.
Fuck about
Right.
got a precept, man. Here's the book of Revelation 18, and I'm gonna start at verses 5. It says, "For our sins have reached into heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities, but reward her even as she rewarded you, and double according to her unto her according to her works. In the cup which ye have filled to her double."
That's right.
That's right, man. So everything that he did, because the Emmett Till thing, that's one example out of probably tens of thousands of examples, man.
Yeah.
And that was a very fucked up thing that happened to him. All right? And there's many things that the angels have all recorded, man, that we don't even know happened, man. And the Lord said we're gonna pay that back double, man.
That's right. Right, and on top of that, that Emmett Till, that shit is unsolved. I mean, they didn't never lock up for it. They like,
Right.
man, we ain't locking her up for that shit. You know, and the old bitch came out and said, oh, well, you know, he never did it. And here, you know, in which that Emmett Till thing could have been set up because, like, you know, we speculated. I read across some things a while back that Mamie was an Eastern Star. She could have used, or Esau could have shed light on that situation to spark the bullshit ass civil rights movement, man.
Right.
Which ain't did a goddamn thing for
Not
Jake,
at all, man.
And that's why Malcolm X was cursing Martin Luther King ass out, man.
Right.
Because at first Martin Luther King was on that radical shit. He was on that Malcolm X shit, but they had to come in and say, look, man, we hired you for a purpose. You gotta be this way. You gotta tell your people not to revolt, man. Let the white man beat him up. And Malcolm X got whipped for that shit. Malcolm X like nobody's the biggest Uncle Tom outside of this nigga Martin Luther King. And that's why the Most High smoked his ass, man.
That's right.
Pushing that turn the other cheek bullshit.
Yeah.
How was I didn't mean turn the other cheek so a cracker could piss on you, man.
Right. 'Cause what did that lead to? It led to this desegregation. And basically, when Jake got in the same schools and the same neighborhoods as Esau, all that did was put you at the bottom of those schools, man. Yeah, you got to be in the same school, but you didn't get treated equally, man. You didn't get the same textbooks. You didn't get the same education. They wanted you integrated into these cities and society so you could work at Starbucks, man.
Yeah, they keep a closer eye on it. But you gotta understand what's going on in that time period. You know, they bombed Black Wall Street. You know, they were getting very fearful because that wasn't the only place of high economic growth.
Yeah.
That shit was spreading like wildfire.
Yeah, there
man.
was at least 10 cities like that, man.
Yeah.
Jake was growing. They said, "Oh shit, we gotta do something with this, man.
The Wall Street
We
joint.
need to get them into our school system, keep a better close eye on them, so we can oppress and push them down. Because when we were in our own schools, there was shit. There was no Edomite in there to tell us how to teach.
Yeah.
Right.
So
with
Jake
gas.
was just boom. Jake was going quick, man. Hey,
Right.
the rate when you research the rate of growth from that time they first started setting up their own businesses up to the time they started getting bombed was probably about 10 times faster than the so-called white man established shit over here.
Right.
in America.
But now you see why they set up Dr. Martin Luther King to preach, integrate.
Yeah.
Because we were. It says one people will be stronger than the other, man.
Right.
When you let Jake on his own farm, on his own city,
Yeah.
pass his own laws,
shit take
we
off.
was 10x in Esau, man. They had to literally start bombing our cities to take us out, man.
Shit, hey, that movie The Color Purple took place like in the 1900s. Like, hey, when that nigga, what's his name, Mister, he had his house in order, man. He had a farm and shit like that, man. And then CB got hold of that feminism shit.
Oh,
Cause
yeah.
that drunk bitch Shook Avery, that feminist bitch, that's when she got out of order, man. Cause when she left the East River, knocked her ass out that carriage, man. He said, I should have locked you up and made you work. Cause he was in the right spirit, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right. And that's the same thing when you even try to, back then they tried to get in Esau's military, the Tuskegee Airmen, for example. Those are some cold ass Jakes and pilots and shit, man. You couldn't touch them. But they had to make sure that they didn't live that long. So what they do, they gave them syphilis and shit.
Syphilis,
man.
yep.
And poison.
Yep.
You know, so there comes no good outcome amongst living and getting along with these damn devils. They're always gonna plot against you, man.
Right.
Even if you try to get your own shit, buy your own land, why don't you get a knock on the door out the fucking blue? Somebody in the government. Oh, you gotta pay some tax dollars here. Oh, you gotta meet this code, this code. You got your permit to do this. Next thing your shit start getting sabotaged. Your shit magically catch on fire out the blue.
Right. Yeah. Ultimately, man, Esau's a hoe, man.
Right.
How did he take down Gad? Hoe shit, man.
Boarding schools.
Pitting tribes against each other.
Yep.
You know,
Reservations.
Oh, he did a number on Gad.
guerrilla
Straight
tactics.
up
Yeah,
number.
go ahead. Sloppy.
Yeah, he did a big number on Gad, bro. Yes, it's like in the country wrong. But yeah, Gad, man, they had to really get their asses because that was, those are the modern day warrior tribes over here. They had a hard time that 500-year war with Gad.
Right.
So they had to take their kids and brainwash them, make sure they could never rise to that level of that warrior spirit again.
Right.
They
And,
really pressed Gad on the reservations and shit, man.
A lot of infighting.
Yeah.
A lot of infighting.
and to prove that we were a better people, man, when you research that horses didn't get here until basically Esau got here. But what was Gad able to do? He was on horses shooting bow and arrows from the side. He mastered the horse faster than Esau did, man.
Right.
But they
You
showed
know?
you that too in the Purge, the Forever Purge. Remember, you had the confusion of face and shit. Not the what's his name, the Israelite foreigner Jake. Remember at the beginning, the nigga was riding horses, and you had the Issacharite
Okay,
because
yeah.
Issachar is still considered a native. He's still
Tame
native,
right,
right? And basically, man, he showed him how to tame the beast, and that pissed off the Esau-looking dude. Though he was a Jake, but
Right.
that pissed him off, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So that just
I
shows
can't
you
wait
that
to
we're just
start
better.
breaking. I can't wait to start knocking, man.
Oh, they ain't even
That's
pay
the
attention.
see, that's the typical so-called masculine man in America. That former warrior right there, man. No chin, having ass.
Jabroni ass.
Like, I can't wait till the Most High start dropping. And that's when you dumbass black women go realize
yeah.
that creeping shiny armor right there ain't your man.
Right.
He thought about walking through, but it wasn't no place for him to
He ain't gonna do that.
Right.
Nah,
Thought about
he felt that spiritual left hook coming and hit his ass, man.
Yeah. And the Lord gonna fuck you people up for seeing this devil for this such a superior being, man. That's a spell of witchcraft he got over you, because why else is Esau the #1 desired person in America and Africa, man?
Power.
Esau not even in Africa like that. Right. But he's got this spell over you that he's this God, man.
God.
Right, even with the damn DBZ shit, I was thinking about that. Why they gotta make Super Saiyan hair blonde?
Right.
Right.
You know, that was that spell he put on the Dukes over there.
Right.
Blonde hair was something powerful associated, so they had to make all the characters look like that.
Right.
Even though that cartoon's 100% spiritual, man, really by Israelites, but that's that one little point.
Right.
Little shit like that gets on my nerves.
Yeah, I got a precept here. This is the book of Genesis 49, and I'm gonna start at verses 19. Matter of fact, let's start at 18. It says, I waited for thy salvation, O Lord. Gad, a truth shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. Okay, what's gonna cause that is when you Jakes rise up, man.
Right.
Like when you Jakes really rise up to the cause and start really doing what the hell you're supposed to do, that's when, hey, the other tribes gonna fall in line, man.
Alright.
But see, you got a bunch of docile niggas out here. They wanna play ball with the fucking white man, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They don't wanna rise up over their oppression, man. They wanna
Right.
they wanna stay here in Babylon and do fuck shit, man. They wonder why they getting their ass blown away. What's up, man? Alright, but see, when Jake rise up, that's when all the other tribes gonna rise up, man. Because, hey, the Lord told you that he had to say the tents of Judah first. So it makes sense that they rise up first.
Right.
You know? And when Jake rise up, you ain't gonna be able to shut them niggas down, man.
Hell no.
Hey, Esau is gonna literally run for the mountains, man, because Jake gonna lose it. Look at what these kill boys are doing out here. They causing a fucking terror in America. And they're recruiting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they in middle school.
Come on, man. A nigga that 12-year-old that ain't afraid to lose his life for driving on the other side of the road, that's a nigga you gotta beware of, man.
Right.
Because if you don't care about dying, you think you care about your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about to get bad out here, man.
Yeah.
Y'all don't realize what you so-called Negro women did in the 80s and 90s by forsaking the man out the home. Y'all raised a whole generation of monsters, man. Any nigga born after the year 2000 is just
Through.
they are completely gone reprobate, man. They have no regard for life or anything, man. And they're gonna be these niggas are the ones being reproduced the most, man. Who's having the most kids, man? Niggas, man.
Yep.
What they call pookies and ray-rays, man. That's who all the women are going for, man. So you got a bunch of these niggas out here that are just degenerates. And when that time comes and all hell breaks loose, they're gonna be raised up to do to rain judgment on you people, man.
Yeah.
What's that scripture? I'm trying to find it. I think that's second address is 5. And 5 and 8. It says there should be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall all be sent out again, and the wild beasts should change their places, and menstruous women should bring forth monsters.
Damn.
Yeah. Bring forth monsters, man. And what is a monster, man? It's basically a beast-like terrorist, man. It's created to destroy and terrify things, man.
Yeah.
All right? And that's really the purpose of these niggas, man.
Yeah.
That's why we don't feel bad when Esau blow their ass away. Because they got a specific purpose, man. To show the world judgment. Whether it's them getting judged or they judging somebody else through the spirit, you know?
That's right. Read it again. Genesis 49 and 19, it says, God, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. That's right, which troop means to God abroad.
Right.
Means to God.
Right.
Okay, that's what God means. It means troop. Yeah, the cavalry, man. Okay, which, hey, other tribes, that's why in the time of war, when we went up against the Philistine, King David had the, I believe it was the Gadites to go first. It may have been Manasseh and Asher, because those are the warrior tribes of Israel, man. Those are the ones that was on the front line, so to speak. Okay, while the other tribes was in the back, and then you had the Levitical priesthood, which taught Israel the law. But all 12 tribes are warriors, man. Because if you look at all 12 tribes, they all excel in sports. Okay, like Issachar is a beast at that soccer, man.
Yeah.
And then what's my man name? Medina, the one Floyd whooped. What's this nigga's name? Marcos Medina. Yeah. Hey, man, that dude is a fucking brawler. He's dirty. He headbutts. You know. But hey, you got my man Scott Atkins, which is heavy in jiu-jitsu. Yeah, Canelo. Okay, Canelo looks like an Edomite.
Hey, Conor
Canelo's
McGregor.
clearly Issachar. You know?
Right.
Well, fucking beast, man.
That's right. And that shows you that Gad was better than Esau in the sense that when you read that a troop shall overcome, it was basically a prophecy that they had to be overtaken.
Right.
Yeah.
That's literally the only reason Esau had the ability to take Gad down, man.
Right.
Because the prophecy just had to come to pass.
Right.
You know?
Well, going back up to 49 and 1, it says, and Jacob called his sons and said, gather yourselves together that I may tell you that which should befall you in the last days.
That's right, man.
Okay.
And this goes hand in hand to help prove the 12 tribes chart, man.
Yeah.
Because back then we knew who we were, but there was a period of time when we got separated. But then you got Jacob, our forefather, giving us a breakdown of what was going to happen to us specifically in the last days where in the time where our identity would be taken away, we would be called different things. We would be called Brazilians, we would be called Mexicans, we would be called Negro. But what's happening to us is a marker, man. You know, a troop overcoming death, that's a marker of who we are, man.
Right.
The curse is pursuing us everywhere we go. That's a marker of who we are, man.
That's right.
That's right.
Issachar being a very diligent worker,
He's the higher.
Yeah.
that's a marker, an indicator.
That means it'll be 4 a.m. man.
So that don't just go for the ancient world. That proves up through the latter days, through today, man. And we trying to tell you bird brain Negroes, man, who you are, and you scoffing against all kind of shit. Don't know any scriptures.
Right.
All right, thinking all 12 tribes are black. You Negro only niggas, man. Just stop it, man.
Man, you are the worst. You're literally scum, man. Well, this is Jeremiah 17:4. It says, and thou even thyself shall discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee. Okay, discontinue means to what? To stop. Okay, like the brother said, hey, the Lord gave us markers to know who we are, man. Characteristics, lands, the way we act, ghettos, okay, or the hatred, all types of shit, man. Like you could go over there to Thailand and you could point out a Jake of their people because the way they've been treated, man.
Right.
You ain't gonna have no Thailand or out there at Taj Mahal in India. You ain't gonna have no Jake sitting up in there, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He may be serving that, but he ain't gonna be the top dog out there, man. Okay? Like these people, these are Edomites right here, man. You go to their neighborhood, they gonna look at you like you crazy.
Right.
You know? And that's the most fearful thing about living among Esau, man. When you live around him, he can be all civilized and shit, but the minute he see you, in his mindset, hey, we gotta make this guy's life hell. We gotta make his life hell because if not, hey, we was watching the show them.
Him, yep.
Yeah, they gave them niggas 10 days. They said we gonna get their ass out of here in a week. And they put hell on. I mean, the nigga ain't even been there a whole 2 weeks. Got his fingers chopped off. Seeing demons and shit, man. Black face, motherfuckers sitting outside their house. Yeah.
And it don't make no damn sense because he already got everything, man. That was the time period. Once he got to California, man, he came from the 13 colonies.
Yeah, 13 colonies.
What more do you
What,
want, man? You gotta sit there and terrorize Jake in the neighborhood, man. Like that's how we know that you're the Edomites, man. That you're the devil. You're threatened by everything.
Yes, sir.
Right, that's how we know it's not our rest, because in that same movie too, earlier what happened right before, this woman just got ravaged and raped, damn near to death, and took the fucking the baby and killed it, man. Was swinging around a pillowcase and killed the fucking baby.
Yeah.
So they couldn't escape that shit. Then they go to another place to get away from that, just to be tortured by these Edomites in that neighborhood.
Right.
So Jake, so we gotta get the fuck up out of here, man.
Yeah. Oh.
You devil gotta pay for all that shit.
Right.
Hey, 'cause
Right.
what the bitch say? She peeped that. Hey, she was watching him for a minute. She said, "No, my husband home." She said, "You mean the big fella that left town with the girl?"
Right.
Yeah,
seen him.
yeah.
That means that they watch him. Yeah.
Yeah.
These motherfucking devils are diligent, man.
Right.
Like when you move in the neighborhood, they already know. They already like, okay, this nigga moved in here. It could be 3 o'clock in the morning. It could be 10 o'clock in the afternoon. They already know, man. All right, and she was like, I like your boy. Can I have him? And that freaked the shit out of Keisha, man.
She
You
knew
know?
what was up, man.
Hell yeah. Got a precept.
This is Lamentations chapter 4, verse 18. It says, verse 17, as for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
Right, man, because when you read the history of that, that's going into actually when the Babylonians grabbed us up because, hey, Jake was planning on going back into Egypt, man. Because, hey, the pharaoh of that land at that time, he promised Jake refuge, basically refuge. You come back here, we got shit set up, you would never see the famine. And you know, Jake was with that shit.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
Jake wanted to go back to Egypt any
Ever since he left
Numbers.
Yeah, hell yeah, Jake wanted to go back. When that came, they're like, where we go back to? Niggas been a fan, they're like, look, man, we fuck 11 days, we'll get there in 5, nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
But you had Esau in the midst of that were like, look, man, let them niggas go right there. Because the Egyptians was never vibing with you dumbass niggas anyway, man.
Right.
You know?
Verse 18, it says, they hunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets.
Yeah, niggas thought they was gonna go back to Egypt and get some of that turmeric, man, that potpourri, that potpourri. Thought they was gonna get some of them spices, man.
That garlic.
That
Right.
garlic, the wine. Man, you got your ass grabbed up and threw head first in captivity. Because remember at the time that Jeremiah prophesied about them going to slavery in Babylon, a lot of them niggas tried to flee it, man.
Right.
And got their ass grabbed up.
Yep. It says, our end is near, our days are fulfilled, for our end is come.
The end is come, man. And hey, 2/3 of you getting ready to exemplify the end now. Because them scriptures are manifold, man.
Right.
Because the so-called white man, hey, he's coming in his spirit.
Yeah.
Because he's hunting you niggas, okay? He's got you wrapped around, and now he's passing the CBDC, or the digital assets as they like to call it, that's gonna put you niggas in a whole different trick bag.
Right. Because now, if you fast forward to today, like the brother said, it's manifold. Who was it today that played in that role of Egypt that offered us those things, this refuge? It was these so-called liberals, which is the left side of Esau's political system. They created all of this doctrine that made you think that it's gonna be a safe space. Yeah, we're gonna give you welfare and Section 8 and all. And what's been happening the whole time? What got into your communities? Drugs,
More bullshit.
guns.
Yeah.
We're destroying ourselves at a higher rate than we ever have. All right. Because we're still getting hunted, man.
Yeah, off the false hope that change is gonna happen, man.
Yep.
Right.
Obama,
Build back better.
when everybody niggas wanted Obama so bad, but that's when the opioid epidemic took off.
Right.
So Obama was sending more niggas to Afghanistan. Really, that was just a drug run, man.
Yeah.
It was a drug run. So niggas talking about change. Niggas bought the Obama shirts. You know, your grandmama got the picture of Obama and MLK in her
With
household.
Malcolm X on it.
And ain't nothing but death, more death coming to the hood, man.
Hope and change, man.
Yeah, change. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let me finish this. Verse 19. It says, our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of the heaven.
Uh-oh.
They pursued us upon the mountains. They laid wait for us in the wilderness.
Yep. And how did they find out? Because hey, Esau Edom. Esau always had a hand on Jake going down, man. It was to the time of the what was that? Esther? What was it? That nigga Haman, the Agagite.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, man. That he was a Amalekite, man. Hey, even then he was trying to put us down.
Right.
He was like, man, we gotta hang this nigga Mordecai. We gotta hang, because he had a disdain for the Israelites, man.
Right.
Because that's that old hatred they had for us, man.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
but even today, man, it's the same goddamn thing. Because hey, when you Jakes really try to flee this system, and Esau Edom gonna roll down on you. Because try to go back to Africa or Europe or Portugal and Spain, okay, or Italy, man, they gonna grab your ass up they gonna be at the borders waiting on you with AK-47s, man. Get your ass back over. Esau is not gonna let you Jakes go, man.
Hell no.
And 2/3 of you don't want to go here. You don't want to get delivered out of here. Here, the ship, the UFO is coming to beam you up and get you. Look, I'm trying to beam you up, and your dumb ass is running from it, man.
Right.
Shit, hey, you remember when Clark came out here, bro, and the cherry popped up over my crib? Hey, I was walking towards it, and I was like, look, come get us now, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. But you, Jake, you ain't trying to get up out of here.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really say call the police.
Precept. You got more on that? Revelation 12, and I'm gonna start at verses 4-6. It says, and the woman fled into the wilderness, where she had a place prepared of the Most High, that they should feed her there 1,203 days,
Now
man.
you gotta read up, Bob.
Go up.
You gotta read up.
All right, let's go up. All right, this is the Revelation 12, and I'm gonna start at verses 4. It says, and his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven. What is the third part? I'm gonna ask you, brother, what's the third part of the star?
That's here in America.
No. Let me read it again. I'm gonna bring it out
What
again.
the
Revelation 12:4. It says, and his tail drew out the third part of the stars of heaven.
Oh, that's Esau.
Nope, that's talking about the tribes. Judah,
Oh, the third
Benjamin,
part, okay.
Levi. Because you remember during the time of the Romans, you remember the rest of the tribes were scattered, but who stayed back in the land?
Oh yeah,
Under
Judah, Benjamin, Levi,
Judah,
the three
Benjamin,
tribes.
Levi.
Okay, yeah, I might have got my scriptures in Revelation.
It's all good, bro.
Come on.
Yeah. It says, and cast them down to the earth, and a dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. Okay, and we know that the child is Yahweh Shai, man.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's why the angel told him, it was like, look, man, go down to Egypt. Because if you don't go down to Egypt, the Herodians, they gonna put you to death, man. They gonna take your son and they gonna kill him.
Yeah.
Because they knew they had like certain people that studied the signs and the astrologies to study the heavens, and they had an idea of when Yahweh Shai was gonna be born.
Yeah.
Okay, they seen the signs in the heavens. So when he got whiff of it, they was like, well, look, man, bring the young lad here so we can worship him, because, hey, Herod knew that he was the Messiah. But see, this was them trying to upset prophecy, because those ancient Herodians, they studied our manuscripts, man. And they knew about the account of the war of Amalek and Jacob, man. And they knew about the vision that my man's what's this guy's name? Balaam had, man.
Right, right.
They knew about it.
Yeah, what sealed it was that they saw that chariot.
That chariot, yeah.
So they were like, oh shit.
Yeah.
You gotta go find them.
Yeah.
You know?
They weren't saying, oh, it's a UFO. Oh, it's aliens. No, they knew it was the angel of the Lord, man.
Right.
You know? And it reads here, and it says, and she was brought forth a man-child who was to rule all nations with the rod of iron, which is Yahweh Shai, which proves that the rulership of the Israelites is going to be very harsh, man. Because, hey, iron is some of the strongest elements on the earth. That's a fuck. Iron and steel. Iron is more powerful than steel, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, steel is like a strengthened version of iron.
Yeah.
They try to add other elements to it, like carbon to it. But it's basically iron.
Yep.
You know?
And it says here, with the rod of iron, and our child was caught up into the Most High, into his throne. And the woman fled into the wilderness, okay, which that wilderness was down there in the Juddas of Africa, man. Okay, because, hey, during that 1,000-year period, you had Jacob setting up kingdoms down there in Africa. The same way during the Dark Ages, our people that was living to the western, northern coast of Africa, same thing in Eastern Europe, Italy, okay, Spain. Jake had empires down in Africa, man.
Oh, that's another example of how we're stronger. When you let Jake go in his own thing, we become stronger, man.
Yeah.
Because the kingdom of Ghana, the empire of Ghana, the empire of Mali, that was us, man. Timbuktu, that's all those cities. Hamites didn't set up them cities, man. Where there was the #1 trade route of gold and all of these spices and things like that, man. That was Jacob. What was Esau doing at that time? All we had to do was be left alone, and we passed Esau up like that, man. You know?
Yep. And it says here, and fled into the wilderness where she had a place of the Most High, that they should feed her 1,203 square days, okay? Because, hey, you gotta understand, hey, after that period, the Most High started cutting shit off. Because remember, after that, we went into slavery.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
We went into captivity, and the Lord took us down, man. Under these devils, and that's when that bread and basket ceased, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know?
And that place that was set apart is that western coast of Africa, man.
Right.
Because the known world at the time, only really parts of Africa that was inhabited was North Africa.
Right.
The Roman Empire, they had that because it was on the Mediterranean.
Right.
They wasn't going down deep past that jungle, all that shit, man. No.
Okay, I
So I
got
was
you.
scared to go into the Juddas because even during the time of the Punic Wars, basically Hannibal fell in the Second Punic Wars. You got to remember, Alexander conquered all the way up into fucking Egypt, man. And he didn't go past like matter of fact, the Sudan is way down there, but he didn't go past Central Africa, man. He stayed within the northern and western coast.
Got you.
Yeah, because he
Makes
didn't
sense.
understand the terrain. That's why
Okay.
when they grabbed up Jake, they
Yeah.
paid Hamites to do it. Like this movie called what's with this bitch, Man King or some shit. What is it called?
Woman King.
Woman King. That's basically what's the name of that tribe? The Homie tribe. That's basically a tribe of people that Esau paid to come grab us up.
Okay.
Yeah, those were Hamites.
Those are straight up Hamites, man.
'Cause when you
That makes
look
sense, that makes sense. Okay.
Around the end of the 1300s,
Yep.
beginning of 1400s, the Mali Empire went down, and then the Songhai Empire took us over. So we basically were going into captivity from another empire. So what was happening around that same time period that they were taking us down? The Renaissance area was happening. You have Italy setting up popes, the kingdoms of France and Inks. That's when Esau came into power and started basically redoing all of Europe. At the same time, you had the Mali Empire going down. The Hamites was putting us into slavery. And just maybe basically 50 years later, Esau was making his ass way down to West Africa and buying us, man.
Right.
That's what happened. Esau didn't just come in with swords and guns
Yeah.
and fuck us up.
Talking about get on the boat, nigga.
Nah,
Right.
because he already had shit financed through other jakes. Because honestly, King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella, they financed the whole Columbus trip over here. So a lot of those Israelites that they grabbed up from Portugal and Spain, that came up from what they call Gibraltar. A lot of those Israelites were grabbed up already because you had Edomites in that part of the land. But as far as Africa, Esau didn't fuck with Africa, man. Because at the same time, when we was going down, and we started going down in the mid-1400s, but the latter half of the 1400s, Jake was really going down during the 1300s because they started letting Edomites marry into black families. You had Edomite families that married into the black nobilities of England, okay? They married in, and then, hey, like Esau's a devil.
Right.
You got up in there, man.
Yeah.
Got trust the King Ferdinand, Queen Isabella, okay? The kings of Scotland. Hey, Esau was a good servant. And then, hey, eventually, shit, he was like, I'm gonna take these people down because they trust me. You know, and then at the same time of that, you had what they call the sub-Saharan slave trade, which deals with Ishmael, man. Okay, read a book called Slavery in the Arab World.
Right. You had a lot of Ishmaelites that basically took over the northern part of Africa, and it was Hamites fucking with us, and it was Ishmael coming from the north fucking with us, man.
Well, look, shit, because if you look at not the Nile River, but look at the Red Sea, but even adjacent to that, you got fucking Hamites, not Hamites, but you got Ishmaelites in there that's assuming the identity of Egyptians now, because the average Egyptian now is a fucking Ishmaelite, man.
Right,
It's a
right.
camel jockey. It ain't even an African.
Yeah. All these so-called Egyptians, they're very light, fair-skinned, olive-complected people, man.
Yeah.
And we know for a fact that that's not what the Egyptians look like, man.
Yeah.
At all, not even close. We know that they were very tall in stature, and they were very dark-skinned people.
They look like spooks, man.
Right, but a simple nigga would think that that's what the Egyptians look like the whole time, man.
Yeah.
The Levant region is the
Habib.
most conquered land in the history of the world.
Right.
That land has changed hands to more empires than any other land in the world, man. So for you to think that the people that live there today always look like that, it's just stupid, man. Egypt has ruled that land. The Babylonians rule that land. Greece has ruled that land. Persians rule that land. Why would you think that the people have not changed that live there for 3,000-4,000 years, man? That's stupid.
So just take one generation to flip a bloodline, man. Yeah. So a lot of flipping in 1,000 years, and you can flip shop 3 or 4 times, man.
Right. And when Ptolemy got in there and the Greeks, he was changing everything, man.
Yeah.
He took over the Library of Alexandria, all them the hieroglyphs and all of that. Now, a lot of that shit went down, man. Lord's gonna kill niggas.
That's alright, because this fucking bitch ass Edomite is losing his power. You know?
That's all he got, man.
Yeah, he talk shit, but see, if he was a real man, he'd come up here and deal. He ain't gonna come up here and deal. You know? Happy days, man.
Right.
Fucking Edomites, man.
Right.
Alright? You brother got a precept? You read 6, verse 7. It says, and that was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought against his angels. Okay? What's the dragon? Right. And that's talking about today, man.
Right.
Because Revelation, it does time skips. It jumps from time, goes back into time, and it jumps to the future. It's time skips, man.
Yeah.
Okay? So Revelation 12 and 7 again, it says, and that was war in heaven, and this is not talking about the spirit world, right? This ain't talking about that it was a war that broke out and the Most High vacated the throne. He's telling the angels, go strap up.
Yeah.
Satan is coming to revolt. No,
Satan
man.
turned to the ops.
Yeah. Yeah, he came up with a meme like, look, y'all, one shot on the home.
Yeah.
All niggas better be ready.
Right.
I was tripping.
Tripping, man. I'm trying to, be in one unison with this nigga, and he on some bullshit. So what y'all gonna do?
Yeah, I'm going
like
down
he came
like
up with a
that.
fucking halftime game plan.
Yeah.
And like the Most High didn't know nothing about it.
Right.
Get out of here, man.
Hey, but this is a reason why we say the white man is the devil, because the scriptures say so, man.
Yeah.
He say there is war in heaven, Satan and his angels against Michael and his angels, man.
Right.
So obviously, we not going off by saying the white man is the devil, because the scriptures say so.
Right.
The white man produces the devil. Like this devil that rolled by said we should smoke some weed.
Yeah.
Right.
How about you go take some opiates, man?
Right.
End your miserable life tonight. Matter of fact, accelerate